Welcome, everyone, to another live book discussion on Already Overbooked. Tonight, we will be going over Empire Silence by Christopher Ruocchio. And I am honored to have with me a man who is a cosmic force on BookTube, a reader so intense his TBR trembles at the sound of his footsteps. He devours his book like a grizzly bear on a salmon. He's got the wit of Sherlock Holmes, the strength of Conan the Barbarian, and unfiltered chaos of a caffeinated raccoon with a library card. I'm talking about the one and only Rowdy from Rowdy Player One. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm fantastic. That could be the greatest intro I've ever had of myself in my life. You have put me on such a pedestal. I need to go talk to my wife right now, and she needs to step her game up.
Share it. She needs to step it up.
How are you tonight?
Good, man. Good. I'm doing well, man. I can't complain too much. It's finally stopped raining around on my neck of the woods,
It's
and
about
it's starting
to start.
feel a little better here. So it's been pretty nasty lately. It's been pretty nasty.
It's about to start raining here in 2 hours, I think. We've got severe thunderstorms coming in, so it is what it is.
So that means I should be getting something in about 3 days because that's normally how it works. It starts storming up there, and then it hits me. So, all right. So I kind of want to jump in a little bit because I'm really curious. We've been talking back and forth on X. I really love this book. You not so much. So it should be a very back and forth conversation on what we enjoy. But before we jump into the book itself, I'm curious, before you read this book, what were your expectations? What were you expecting out of this book?
Well, probably super epic scope, which I did get. The way everyone talks about it is it's just amazing. Battle scenes are really good. The prose are great. And I was really looking forward to, or I'd say anticipating, what all that was going to be like in book one. And I didn't get any of that. I got some of that, but not what I was really hoping for. We'll say that.
All right. I hear you. I heard it was supposed to be a dense read. So that's kind of what I was expecting. It was something very dense with crazy prose, something very high sci-fi. And I was worried it was going to confuse me, to be very honest. I'm not a big sci-fi reader. I've read some, but not enough where I'm like, I'm used to all the sci-fi tropes. So I was worried I was not going to like it before I went in. So it was a big surprise as I was going through because I personally really enjoyed the prose. I thought they were amazing, very digestible, and to me the world made sense. So I wasn't confused with any of the sci-fi elements. So I want to hear your initial thoughts. So of course I loved it. I thought it was top tier, probably one of the best books that I've read all year. Why did it not work for you?
The easiest way I can describe this is what a personal friend of mine, he read this book probably about 4 or 5 months ago, and he had warned me about it. He had told me, he's like, it's not going to be as good as you think. And me and him were pretty aligned on taste. And I really, really was expecting, the battles to be something. And have you read Lonesome Dove? Have you ever read?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, the first 50 chapters, if you remember, which I talked about this in another live that I was on, were good, but it wasn't great, and there wasn't much action. And that's basically this whole book. It's like multiple times in this book, he gets right up to where there's something that's going to happen and it's going to be awesome, and then it goes away. And it happens so much. And I was like, what in the world are we doing? Why can we not have it? And I'm an action guy. That's my thing. Mm-hmm. Now, I've heard book 2 pretty much is way better. And supposedly book 1's the worst of them all. So that's one caveat I have on this is I'm not done.
So I was very surprised when I heard book one was the worst. I was like, if this is the worst, I'm about to have the best time ever with the rest of the series because I enjoyed it. I hear what you're saying of going in with the mindset of this is gonna be super action packed.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you read Dune? Have you read
No.
Dune? You haven't read Dune.
I've watched the movies, but that's
okay.
it.
This was, you could tell that Rocky was a big Dune fan. I went through and read the book 6 years ago, and it hits a lot of the same tones and marks of that book. Definitely the first half of Dune. Obviously, with its own way of doing it. He didn't copy it verbatim, but you could definitely feel the inspiration within that. So I knew before going in that Rocky was a big Dune fan. So I think from my expectations, I knew, okay, there's going to be some stuff, but it's not going to happen until way later in the story. So I think that's probably why my expectations weren't as high with going into this book.
I did like the start. I think it's very interesting to start a book basically at the end of the series, or in a way, I don't know how this actually ends, but I don't know if there's like 3 or 4 books and then it reaches the end of where he is at this one, or if it's literally like you start at the end of this and that's where it actually ends at in book 7. I don't know. I thought that was really cool, but I don't know. It just didn't hit for me as much. I mean, and I don't understand where a lot of people compare this to Red Rising. I do not get that at all. I've read the first 3 Red Rising books. Personally, they are incredible to me. Mm-hmm. But what is their difference in that? There is tons of action in those books. So
we'll talk about it because there's certain parts of what happens in this book that I 100% compare it to Red Rising. Certain aspects of it, not the whole thing. Again, I'm a huge Red Rising fan. That Red Rising sits on my Mount Rushmore of favorite series all time. So to say I see comparisons with them is a big deal for me when it comes to Red Rising. Love that series. Super excited for the final book, but yet also very nervous that it's not going to have that big pop that I'm hoping it has.
Scott, you're gonna be drunk real quick.
Oh man, give him 3 more minutes. That man's gonna be just typing in random things into the
That's right. Oh boy.
Oh man, that cracked me up. I needed that one. That was a good one. So what was your reaction to Hadrian as the narrator? Did you trust him as the narrator? What was your thoughts of that kind of story?
I would say so. I don't. The one thing that would get me, like, I did enjoy the way his prose and writing for, I guess it'd be kind of like, is it a first person? Would you consider it first person writing style? I guess. Yeah. Okay. I liked how that was. I didn't see any way to where he, what would you call it, didn't or lie about anything. It doesn't seem like, I mean, yeah, I realize it's his point of view. He's going to talk about the way he sees it. Excuse me. And I don't know. I enjoyed it. He was good. The couple of things that got me a lot was there was 2 or 3 times, I think, where he had talked about, like, I can't remember exactly how it was, but it was kind of like, oh, I met this person and, 10 years from now or whatever, he ends up fighting and killing 1,000 people, but that's a story for another day, and goes on. And I'm like, let's talk about this. Show me this dude killing 1,000 people. Like, I want to know about that, and it's just like, it's just a random, there it is. We're going to throw it to the side and let's just keep moving on. And that was one thing I did. I liked, but could not stand in the same sentence. Like I was like super interested, like you think something's about to happen again, and then nothing. So
Yeah, but that's I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that reflective storytelling of going through and being like, hey, let me tell you about Rowdy. Oh, that's down the line. We'll talk about Rowdy being Rowdy later on, but let me tell you first how it got started. So it's one of those like you're talking to a buddy and he's going through and telling you a story about a situation. For me, I didn't trust. So I started the book out not trusting Hadrian as a good narrator at all. I took it as I was taking what he was saying with a grain of salt. I thought it was going to be hyperbolic. I thought he was going to be exaggerating on his life. You know, people tend to do that when they're going through and telling a story. They elevate what really happened.
Yeah.
But as the story went on, I started to realize that I could go through and trust what he was saying because he is the type of person he wants to tell the truth and he strives to have that honesty out based off how the world's set up where things aren't open to what really happened. And he's really pushing to, hey, I want to tell the truth, even if I look kind of like an idiot within my story that I'm telling. So I started trusting him a little bit more throughout the story, probably about the first fourth of the book. I was like, okay, that's how the guy is. Do you normally enjoy those kind of reflective type of storytelling?
It's the first one I've ever read.
First one?
Okay. That I can remember. Yeah. I guess that may be another reason why I'm having problems with it. I've never read that way or even read a book where it's like I just said, hey, here's something that happens later on down the road, but we're not going to talk about that now. We're going to move on to something else. Like I'm trying to think, and I'm pretty sure there's nothing I've read like that yet. But I've just not read a ton of books, So that may be my struggle.
Yeah, that's normally I don't like those kind of storytelling, to be honest. I usually am not a big fan of let me go back historically and tell you what happened. And I'm usually not into it. But this one had me hooked. I was into it. So I might need to go back to those previous ones that I just stopped reading or DNF'd and try to give it another shot. One of them specifically was The Name of the Wind. I think it's a very popular one that people go through and talk about. But there was another one. I cannot remember the name of it. It felt like I can't remember.
The main ones that before I got owned and I was on my way home, I went back and rewatched the reviews from Mike's book reviews, which was 4 years ago, and Matt's fantasy book reviews, which was 2 years ago. And then I just watched Tori. Tori just dropped hers about it,
nice.
like this week, I think. And all of them basically have mentioned Name of the Wind, a little bit of Red Rising, a little bit of Dune. That's the three main ones that this gets compared to. But one thing I have noticed as well, not to go off, but a lot of the real, I guess you'd say, prominent booktubers who have read hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of books, they all love this book, and maybe, like I said, it could just be me because I'm so new at reading a bunch of stuff. And this is my first one in this perspective type. And maybe I just didn't get it in the beginning. But I've not seen a bad review at all from anybody that's got a lot of books under their belt, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. All right. Before we jump to the next one, we have Marky Mark. How's it going, buddy?
What's up, Mark?
Hope you're doing well.
He's probably at the gym getting jacked right now.
I know, man's always at the gym. He's killing it.
He is. I think that's his definitely second job. He ain't at work. He's at the gym.
So jumping back in, what was your thoughts on the pacing of the book, especially in the early chapters? Did you feel the slower starts helped immerse you, or was that feeling like a barrier?
I thought the pacing was decent. It wasn't, I won't say it's slow, because I didn't feel it was slow in really anything. Like I felt like it moved at a decent speed. Um, I actually, I feel like I was more hooked in the beginning of the book than I was. The middle to me was the worst. The beginning, when he's having the struggle with his father, and then him and his brother get into it at his mom's house before he leaves. I thought that was so cool. You know, him basically owning his brother and is like, I'm out of here. So I would like to know more about his brother as well. He seems like a very interesting character to me.
Oh, Crispin? I couldn't stand the guy. I couldn't stand him. I could not stand him.
Really?
But I think there's a novella just from his perspective.
I think is it the Lesser Devil? That's supposed to be like book 1.5 or something.
Yeah, and it's between and I think it's when he's on his 13-year or supposed to be his 13-year journey. I think that's when it takes place, if I'm not mistaken. But I hear that's the book that novella kind of changes people's perspective about him. So I'm going to go through and end up checking that one out before I jump into book 2.
Why did you not like him?
I felt he was arrogant. I felt he was just a little punk, to be honest. I did not. He seemed just like a snobby rich kid. Kind of.
You know who he reminds me of a little is Adrian, or not Adrian. My bad. No, that's right. What's Dalinar's son? Adolin from Stormlight Archive. Have you read any of it?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, I've read. So I've read the first one, and then I DNF'd the rest.
Oh, okay. I've read it all, and he reminds me a lot of Adolin Colin from the Stormlight Archive, but not Adolin. I never felt like come off as like super snobby, but Kaladin, which is the main character, he thought he was in the earlier. I mean, they become real close later on, but Crispin reminds me a lot of him because he was really good with swords. Obviously, he's not as good as Adrian is, of course, but really good. And I almost felt like, because doesn't it come out to where he's like, I don't even want to be king or whatever, emperor, whatever it is, and Hadrian the whole time is like, he's going to get this and he doesn't deserve it or whatever. And then he's like, I don't even want it. And he's having to do it. I don't know. I guess I kind of felt a little sympathy for him, which maybe I'm crazy.
I felt, so I do want to jump back because you mentioned his dad. But to me, with their relationship, Hadrian and Crispin, it felt to me like complete opposites of each other.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Gave that, I kept thinking of Cain and Abel going through between the two brothers. One of them, hey, this is what I'm supposed to do. I might not want to do it, but I have to. And the other one's like, I'm going to do what I want. And then that was the dynamic that I was going through and feeling. Do you think their relationship is going to be redeemed at all in the future between those two?
I hope it does. And it may not. Like, they may end up. What I actually hope, I hope it does get back together, but then something separates them again, and then they have some kind of epic battle between the two brothers to the death. Like, I think that would be super cool. Probably not going to happen, but I don't think either one of them did anything to the other one bad enough to where it just ruined their relationship. Because I felt like they both wanted something besides what they got, but neither one of them are happy. So maybe they end up joining forces again later, because they just ends. I mean, neither one of them's dead, of course. So they're going to meet back up at some point. That's going to happen. So
I want to see I'm pulling a Red Rising out. So a Golden Sun type battle. You know, Darrow and Cassius went at it. I want to see that with these two guys, and just go like all out brawl. And that's what I want to see, because that's one of my favorite fights. Is those two going at it And I want to see the same thing with these two. Now, is it going to be any time close, or is it going to be way books down the line? I want to feel the build up and just two
like the tensions there the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
They're like they just cross each other, but not enough to where they're in the same vicinity.
Mm-hmm.
And then Crispin gets stronger because he's getting better at swords because he's quite a bit younger, you know. And then they're not evenly matched, but they're pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
And then Hadrian, obviously, you know, he wins in the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's what I want to see between the two. I want tension, and then just like boom and just blow up. I think that would be awesome. I think it would be awesome.
Or you could do something crazy like, which I don't know how they'd even write that in, but if you did something like, you know, their dad gives the crown to Crispin, and then Hadrian comes back and is like, no, it's mine, and I'm coming to take it, you know, and then they have some big battle. Like, that would be pretty sweet, too.
Yeah. Like a big war leading right up to it.
Oh, yeah, big war. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That would be awesome.
Yeah. Big battle. And then at the end, it's just them two going at it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's Star Warsy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care. I want
I don't either.
I want to see it. I want to see it.
That's why I'm an action guy. I need it.
Yeah, I need it.
Yes.
So jumping back in, because you mentioned Hadrian's dad, or both their dads. It's the same dad. Why do you think Hadrian's relationship with his father is so strained?
I don't know, to be honest. It's almost like ever since, I mean, from the beginning of the book, it didn't matter what he did. His dad was never happy with him. You know, okay, he showed up late to something, and then his dad just criticizes him, you know, to death. And then the real, I felt, final blow of it was like when he had said something, I forgot how he worded it, but it was something like, yeah, but whenever I get the crown or whatever, and then he's like, who said you're getting it? You know, and he's like, wait a minute, you know, why would I'm the firstborn? He's like, I get to choose, you know. It didn't, I don't know. Something's missing in that, because his dad, from the time the book started, was never on his side on anything. So I don't know if he's leaving something out or if something else gets revealed later. But something's missing. I feel like something's missing with it.
I think it's an obedience thing. Hadrian doesn't do exactly what he says. He doesn't, like, for example, I'm thinking specifically about the dinner scene where he's going through it and he's just he has the guests show up and it's like, everyone just be quiet, be in your place, eat your food. And Hadrian just starts rambling about his philosophy and his stuff about the Cielzen, and it's like his dad's fuming and just like, man, I want to slap you in the mouth right now during this kind of, like, so I feel like that's a glimpse of how the relationship is, where the dad's all about legacy and obedience, and Hadrian just doesn't have that in him. He is way more independent, which I think is causing that kind of strife. And it's why Crispin is a good little boy, because he just sits there and does what daddy says. Even though he doesn't want those responsibilities, he still follows the cadence and what he's supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Did you see Ryan?
Oh, man.
What's up, Skiffington?
On the rowdy side. Ryan's on the rowdy side.
I didn't DNF, but if it wasn't for this buddy read, there was a chance. But I did finish. I do agree a lot with that. But I wonder if Hadrian is just more of a free spirit and is, you know, he doesn't like to be confined and, you know, under my thumb type deal. But he's more of like a scholar too, where he wants to learn. But it seems like his dad's like, no, you just do what I say and then you will do what, you know, like that's it. And that's just not his style. Kind of how I say it.
which leads on to the chantry. Isn't that how you say? Is that how you say it? Chantry,
I
the
think that's
the
right.
religious
Yeah,
group. I think
I
that's
think
how you
that's
say
right.
it. I
Yeah.
so so what were your thoughts on them? The chantry. I'll just say chantry. Say I'm saying that right. Roland really enforcing societal structure. So they really had the hey, we're the Wikipedia of this world.
Yeah, it was kind of like you we or you only know what we tell you, and that's it. And do not ask questions,
Hmm.
and nothing else matters. It's just us, and don't worry about nothing else. That's
Hmm.
kind of how I felt. I mean, it was nothing else matters. You just listen to what we say, and that's all it is, and just move along.
Hmm. Yep. We decide what history is. We are the
Yeah,
winners. We're going to
yeah,
tell you exactly what it is, which
yeah.
made me think throughout this whole book of like what information is the truth from a history perspective, not what the story is. And then what is just decided is the truth throughout the story. So I felt that was very interesting.
What's that saying? Something like histories
Written,
or something told by the winners or something like
mhm.
that.
Yeah, written by the winners.
Written
Yeah.
by the winners. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it doesn't matter what really happened. This is what we say happened, and that's it. That was,
Yeah, yeah. They seem to be like, hey, to keep everybody in order, to follow the rules, we have to suppress certain things, which then has me questioning what are we suppressing?
yeah.
What is so bad? Now I get that the AI, they've mentioned the AI and stuff like that, but it's like outside, like why don't you want to be honest with the reasoning we don't do X, Y, and Z instead of just, hey, we want to suppress the knowledge. Um, do you ever feel, or do you think suppression of knowledge is ever justified in the name of that of order for people? Do you think from their perspective that could be the right thing to do?
Hmm. I don't know. That's tough. I'm gonna say justified. No, but I realize the purpose in it when you
Mhm.
are ruling over people and you want to keep them under control. That's kind of the easiest way to do it, probably, rather
Mhm.
than just letting everyone understand everything. I guess, kind of.
So
So,
more of a um, suppression of knowledge and not from any kind of care. It's not like, oh, we're doing this to take care. We're lying to you to take care of you. It's more.
oh yeah, I don't believe personally nobody is going to do it to take care of you. There's a reason you're not getting told stuff. You know, there's always a little hid,
Mhm.
and they're just trying to hide what more really happened or what could have happened. You just are not ever going to know it because it messes up the story of what they're trying to spin the tale of.
Right. Yeah. I definitely think it's a dangerous line between keeping knowledge away from people
Mm.
and inconvenient truths. I feel like there's very blurred line there of like who's making those decisions on suppressing that information and then what's the reasoning behind it. So yeah,
Yeah.
I have to agree with you on that one. I have to agree. All right. We talked about Cielson. I'm curious, how do you feel about the way the humanity was treating the Cielson throughout this book?
Ooh. See, I don't know because Hadrian is trying to learn more about them. He speaks
Hmm.
their language,
Hmm.
so he talks to the one that's in the cage and they kind of get along, but I don't know if it's because of the war and them suppressing everything from the other people to where it's like, we're not going to tell you what really happened. What if it comes out that the Cielson are actually the good guys and
Hmm.
we're the bad guys and we
Hmm.
attacked them and killed all of them? It's like you just don't know right now because why else would he be talking to them and they get along so well or they talk, and he's not kind of. I mean, they do have one sweet little battle scene between them two, but that's a toughie. I kind of feel like it's the latter of the humans are actually the bad guys in this situation.
Agree. That was my thought process the whole time. It was one of those that in the world, I feel like they're trying to convince us that they are complete monsters. Yeah. They treat them like they're, what are they called? What's the aliens called in Aliens? Xenomorphs?
Xenomorphs, yeah.
Xenomorphs. Yeah, xenomorphs. How they describe them, they're trying to explain it. Oh, they're like the xenomorphs from Aliens. They're just killing machines. They're monsters. They are sub people. They're garbage. We need to get rid of them. But there's people who understand them. And then we had that interaction with the one. And it's like you realize that they have their own language. They have their own culture. They have their own motivations that we just might not go through and understand, which I was thinking the same thing. What if we find out at the very end who we've been following the whole time? We are the evil ones and we are the aliens, why they're the actual good ones just trying to go through and defend themselves, which I really liked how Ruocchio was challenging, or at least it was challenging me with really understanding that misconception of demonizing the others at war and going through and saying, hey, they're subhuman because they're our enemies, and going through and showing, hey, there's really two sides to every story, and there's really something else going on here within these enemies of our main cast.
My question too is, all right, in the very beginning of the book, I mean, he says that he ends up, does he kill all of them? Like, where does it get to the point where he wipes out a whole race from the first book where he actually talks to them? And they're kind of, I don't want to say they're on a good terms like deal, but they kind of are, you know, because he's telling him, he's like, hey, they're fixing to do this. You need to tell them whatever they want, or otherwise they're going to torture you, you know? And then, so where does that change to where he ends up killing an entire race off? You know, that has me very confused and questioning, like, what is going to go down to where all that happens? Because it's almost like he definitely sides with them. Like I feel like he's on their side, at least in this book, you know? So what point or what happens that completely changes that? Or does he blow up a whole planet on accident?
I don't know. he trips over something and it blew up the planet. He goes, and that's how I became the bad guy.
He sneezes and hits the big red button on accident.
Why did the planet have a self-destruct button? I accidentally bumped into it.
Exactly.
I'm very curious as well to lean into a little bit more about their culture, understanding them a little bit more, and then what is going to happen to Hadrian to get him to where we know he's going to end up. And it's like, right, like even before he left his planet, he was very for them, and he kept asking the wrong type of questions, which, going back to the dinner table, that's what he was doing. He was like, well, they have, you know, they're not just killing machines, there's more about them. So it's very interesting. I'm really curious on where it's going to go from here, and knowing this is the worst one, even though it's fantastic, out of the whole series, I'm expecting a lot more. Okay. All right, so we've talked about his life with his father, basic characters going through up to him leaving, because I think we mentioned he's going through, he left the planet, and now he's on a mesh.
I think it's a mesh.
So he landed on a mesh, and then
I was going, before that, what was he going to be? Like, he had the secret thing with, I guess it's his mentor.
His mentor guy, yeah.
That got him, I guess, a kind of a free ride to become something else. And of course, his dad found out and then whatever happens. But he gets to his mom's, who is just the wildest. I mean, she is a party animal. I mean, if there is one. So, and to me, she's the only one out of his family. I guess a little with his brother right before they kind of have their little fight, who tries to just halfway talk to him like a normal person, because she ends up helping him to escape. So I really liked his mom, which is, I know that's weird because like their whole thing is weird. Like they basically, what is it? His mom and dad get together
just to
have kids. And then he stays and works all the time. And she goes and parties and I guess sleeps with a bunch of women and stuff.
Yep.
That's what it says.
Living her best life.
Living her best life. That's right. No problems, no cares in the world. I'm just chilling.
She comes and goes. She hangs out like, how y'all doing? And then she just grabs a new bottle of wine and goes, all right, y'all have a good rest of your day. And she wanders back off.
That's right. Something else.
But yeah, that whole, I really enjoyed his mentor. I was a big fan of his character, and then him always looking out for Hadrian. I really like that dynamic. But yeah, I agree. I really liked the mom too. I thought she was a character. She was definitely also the opposite of the father, like completely day and night. So I feel like that mirrored also how Hadrian was with his brother. So maybe that dynamic will come back later on in future books.
Were they talking about whenever, like Hadrian's really tall by what I understand, but is his brother, did he not say that he's like 7 foot or something? Am I wrong? I thought they said one of them's like 7 foot. I
don't recall I don't recall.
I think Crispin is, but I could be wrong. I thought I heard that because he doesn't look up to him, but he is taller than Hadrian, I think. But he is more of a killing machine, basically, groomed to take over, to where Hadrian's a philosopher that just turns in to be a killing machine, I guess.
All right. I went on the wiki real quick, the Sun Eater Wikipedia page, and they have nothing on height. So that
maybe I just made that up, but I could have swore he said he was like 7 foot tall. Or maybe
I knew he was taller.
Yeah,
I know he was taller, but it's not showing here. Honestly, I do not recall how tall exactly they were.
Yeah.
I tried to look it up. Tried to go to Google real quick. Try to help you out. So he leaves the planet and he gets onto a mesh. Really, he wasn't supposed to go there. His ship crashed, and we still never found out exactly why it went through and crashed.
Did it crash, or did they leave him there?
I'm pretty positive they found part of the ship.
Okay.
When he was running around with Kat.
Okay. See, I thought that they
talked about they could have left him, and I was like, man, they just left this dude. But I'm pretty positive they found part of the ship.
Okay.
So what were your thoughts on that change, that him going into the city and had to pretty much be a slum? So pretty much going from day to night, being, hey, I'm a rich, pampered little brat who does philosophical things all day, and then now I'm literally scavenging for food in a desolate land.
Yeah, it that to me was the most humbling part, I think, of the whole book, because I mean he's the top of the top, up there, upper echelon. There's no one higher than him on that planet. I want to understand. And then he turns around and is at the absolute bottom. He can't use his ring, who basically has all his money, all of his connections, all that. Because if he does, then his dad's going to find him and they're going to come and take him. And then ends up staying there and then meets Kat. And they end up building a relationship together, slumming, for, I guess it's a few years, ain't it? Didn't they say that? Like 4 or 5, 6, something. I forgot how many it was. But it was a while enough to where they actually became a couple, and I thought that was really interesting. Like especially like their first meeting where he's like, "What by the trash cans or whatever," and she's looking down. It's raining. He's like, "You might want to get up from there.
Yeah.
You're gonna die. You're gonna drown."
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I felt him being there was a good development for his character. It really was that moment where he had to really understand what other people were going through and what the dynamics of the people in power's decisions impacts other people. And I also saw it as a starting point for him actually being a true understanding leader and not just, hey, I'm running an army. He's like, I understand what it's like to be in the slums because he was doing that for years. So I feel like it was a good pivot point for him really growing into one of the best leaders in this world where he's going to end up being.
Yeah. There's nothing I don't think that could humble anybody faster than going from the top to the absolute bottom. Like the only thing worse is literal death. I mean, you can't get any worse than what he is. I mean, for real.
Yep.
So
I want to talk about Cat before we talk about, I think, your favorite part of the whole book, the gladiator aspect, which is right in the middle.
Yep.
So talk about Cat. I really enjoyed Cat. I thought she was smart. I thought she was bold. I thought she was very cynical for the world she was living in. I love their dynamic. And it reminded me, and this is the Red Rising aspect that I really hyper focused on, was it felt to me the same connection and same impact that Darrow and Io has in Red Rising. And that's the connection I saw with those two, that Cat is going to live with Hadrian for the remainder of the series, just like Io does with Darrow, is what I'm seeing and where I'm projecting, where I'm thinking it's going to be going.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Because in the beginning, you know, she basically saved his life by just telling, because I mean, if he would have passed out, like he was dead, I mean, that's for sure, because he would have drowned. And from him, I felt like he thought that she was just a annoying kid in the beginning, you know, and then they grow their relationship or they're like basically inseparable. And when things end for her, like that really almost put him on the course of, okay, I need to get my life back going, start, you know, just restart things, you know, and that set him back on the course that I felt like he was trying to go on from the beginning, but it just, you know, hit a curveball and everything shifted to what happened.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree. I feel like that's a good call out. All right. So getting to your favorite part of the book. Was the gladiator stuff, which I know you didn't like it. I know that was the part you didn't like at all. So why did you not like the gladiator stuff? Why do you feel it was an unnecessary detour? Because I feel like that's what you're thinking.
You tell me what you think first, and then I will say what I want to.
All right. Okay. So here's why I really enjoyed it. One, I like gladiator stuff. I'm a Roman Empire vibe. You got me. I'm hooked. But the part that really, when I was going through and reflecting on this book, I truly enjoyed the parallels between Hadrian at the beginning of the book. So remember at the very beginning, he went to a gladiator thing and his brother was supposed to be in it. And he was an observer.
Yeah.
And he was going through it and being like, this is stupid. There's no one should ever do this. And then we're in the middle of the book where now he has to do it and he actually has to be a fighter. So he's going from I'm an observer versus now I'm a fighter in this pit, which to me was a big shift in the understanding of this world for Hadrian. He was a philosopher. He just didn't really understand. And then when he became and had to be a part of it, he had to learn how to survive and really forced himself to rethink how the world was going through it and set up. And I really liked how Ruocchio was trying to emphasize knowing something through learning and idealism versus truly understanding it through realism in the story. So like actually watching and assuming you know versus actually living the situation. And I feel like that was a big parallel for me why I really went through and enjoyed.
I pretty much agree with everything you just said. I did. No, I liked this part of the book. I mean, it's the most action in the whole book. I mean, you know, he basically what's the one that he takes under his wing, basically?
Oh man,
my gosh, I can't think of his name.
I know what you're talking about.
But he's a younger
buddy
kid
who found out he was rich later on. It got
yeah, because he didn't tell him. It's almost like it's Stitch or something. I know it's not, but you know, I can't think of his name. But it I like that aspect of him taking someone under his wing and protecting him. Because I mean, he dang near dies the very first moment they go out the first time, you know, and then he gets so good that he basically works his way out of being a gladiator, you know, because they will not. I mean, that I did enjoy that. I don't know. I felt like once it got so far, like it's almost like they made it to the top, and all they fought was the best gladiators that were or the people that were left. But nothing ever got stronger. Like I was kind of expecting like crazier, like either beasts to come out that they would fight that just, you know, like, okay, you're not going to win this battle. You're guaranteed to die. And then he finds a way to win you know, like that. But it just never happened. So, excuse me. Other than that, I don't know. It was good. I did enjoy it. But the one cool aspect that I will say my favorite part was where you couldn't actually kill the people that were trying to kill you because their armor, you know, you could get it to where all it would do would freeze them up and then they're done, you know. But I thought that was pretty neat. That was a good idea.
I feel like you are going to be too hyped when Nick Horvath writes the prequel Sledge book.
Oh,
where they're going to be in the gladiator pit, and he learned. And Sledge is it? Oh man, what is he going to call it? Sledge versus the
Wendigo.
No, Wendigo's a monster. He's doing a prequel where he's going to be.
He's doing a prequel too.
He's doing a prequel too. Yeah.
The only reason I know of the Wendigo is because he's putting my light in it that I showed him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the X9R light. Yeah, he's going to have it in the book. Oh my gosh. That's an incredible book.
He's supposed to be doing a prequel where Sledge learned how to be a beast.
Okay.
And then so that it's supposed
is that where he learns from his granddad or something?
His granddaddy, yeah.
Okay. I think Nick had told me about that, but I guess I didn't remember it being he was going to make it a prequel. So okay. That's cool. Yeah. That's cool.
Unless he changed it, but the last time I saw an interview of him saying he was going to do a continuation, then he was going to go backwards on a few. And I'm like, that backward stuff is what I'm excited about.
Oh yeah, give me like a 50-page what's it called? Learning type montage, you know.
Exactly.
Give me something like that. You know, he just does some crazy stuff. Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait for the next one to come out. Oh man, so
what do we got here?
Someone's drunk. Someone's up.
Scott's already had enough. I told you 3 minutes, all you need.
He passed out at 48 minutes later. 46 minutes later, he woke up going, "What's happening?" Oh man. Hey Rod, appreciate you joining, buddy. And then Mark says he's still here. He's working on stuff around the house. So he just got back from the gym.
Got back from
getting jacked.
That's right. Now he's super strong. He just hammer nails with his fist now.
Exactly. He read the Sledge book and was like, "I can do this.
Yes.
I'm gonna be the next cover for this book."
Yep.
All right, so we agree then on the gladiator stuff. So was it really the after gladiator stuff once everyone started realizing who he was that kind of was first half, the first fourth, it seemed like you said you liked it. The middle part of the middle where the gladiator stuff. So what part of it where was taking you out of it?
The part that I didn't care for, I guess, was in between, and that's, I guess, part of the middle of the book, but in between him leaving his mom, going off, and that whole scene until after Cat. I liked Cat, but I wasn't just super impressed. I mean, it didn't blow my mind on any of that stuff. To the gladiator, I liked the gladiator part, and then I liked some after that. But then meeting, I guess I can't remember the person that's like super smart that he meets after the gladiator.
It begins with a V.
Yes.
I want to say Vespa, but I know it's not Vespa.
I'll say, yeah, it's something like that. I don't know. She felt kind of boring to me, even though she's like super smart. And Adrian wants to, I guess, eventually kind of get together, maybe. I don't know. It just seemed, I just wasn't a big fan of hers.
So when he was under her, and then he was also training those kids. Those rich kids, right? How to fight.
Yeah. I was trying to find her name, but you go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, I was just I was curious on. So, if we weren't doing a buddy read, what part were you going to DNF? So you mentioned it with Ryan that you might at one point want to DNF. Well, how quickly were you thinking about DNF in this book?
In between him leaving, his mom and to the gladiator part.
Okay.
There, I don't know. It's just like I said, the Cat stuff's fine. I get it. It's hard, I get the heart part of it, he humbles him, he's got to do all that. But there's just not much going on besides him being, just scraping for food. He gets beat up by some cops basically, and I don't know, it just didn't excite me. And it could have been when I was reading it too. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know.
You didn't enjoy him getting beat down, getting knocked down a few.
No, I'm ready for it. He says in the first of the book, he's basically like a god. That's what I was expecting, And then he gets super humbled, Yeah.
Well, before that, he got beat up in the alley by a bunch of kids.
Yes. Yeah.
So he got beat up a few times in this book.
He did.
I think about it, like being a beast, he definitely got knocked down a few pegs, a good bit.
And I'm sure he had to do that to get to whatever he's going to become. Because I'm assuming he's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, you get humbled a little bit. So we went through and talked about what's some things we want to see, what we're curious about. We both mentioned the Cielson, going through and learning a little bit more about the history, how Hadrian became the Sun Eater. Was there anything else that you're like hoping to get out of Howling Dark? Is that the name of book 2? Howling Dark. Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
Yep. I just want to see more action. That's literally my biggest thing in this whole series. I need action. I don't need give me a backstory with nothing going on. It's just more talking and, I'm trying to help this person or whatever. Don't give me oh, hey, I seen this person or here's my best friend, but I didn't know it, but 15 years later I would type deal, give me the story of it, give me the action. That's what I need.
You want a side story. Like,
yeah,
he's going to kill a bunch of people. Good. Just pivot off to that. Tell me that story, and then we'll come back to this boring stuff until we meet in the middle. I hear you.
Which, to me, and maybe I'm wrong, but is this not just a whole book of a, what's it called? A whole setup book? Is that not what this is?
It's 100% what it is.
Okay.
It was 100%. This was a setup book. It is to get you into the world understanding. And I think it's only going to keep escalating, getting more intense as the story goes on.
That's why I'm literally waiting to do this interview her to do this buddy read before I start this, because I'm literally starting this audiobook tomorrow. The only reason I haven't yet is because we're talking about this and I don't want to get stuff mixed up.
Yeah.
So I am continuing on, even though it wasn't the best thing for me at all, but the high hopes that I have, because all I've heard is if you get to book 3 and book 3 does not blow your mind, then you might as well quit, because that's all I've heard. Demon in White is just one of the greatest books ever. So,
okay. All right. All right. We're going to do that. We're doing it. If you're down, I have the first 3. So that's crazy. I booked Demon in White. I didn't know that's the mind-blowing book. So we need to do that. Yeah. We need to continue up to Demon in White. And if we're not both like, this is the best thing ever, then we'll bail. But if it's better than the first one, I don't see how. Like,
I know. As much as you like it, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. As much as you like it, this should be just, I mean, it may skyrocket to the top number 1, number 2 in sci-fi for you. I have no, and that's what my hopes are. I hope it gets up there with the Red Rising. Red Rising is my top. I've read the first 3. I hadn't read the other 3.
That's gonna be hard. That's gonna be hard.
I know. What'd Rod say? Would you read it? Must be a real time story. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
No. All right. Cena says, have we read Deathstalker? I've not read Deathstalker.
I have not. No.
What is Deathstalker? All right. I got to look this up real quick. Deathstalker.
And then I'll say, Scott, I buy the only hard covers I typically get are the broken binding ones that I really want, because I've heard really great things about. And then like a lot of my other books, I'm going to tell you, either I've purchased from authors have sent me stuff, or 90% of them I've got from my used bookstore with credit that I've got. As far as audiobooks, I use the Libby app. Now the Libby app does not have, for my library, does not have any of these books, but I got onto Audible, and Audible has like at least the first 3 or first 4 that are free. At one point I was able to download them at some random time, and that's how I'm reading these, or I'll use the credit, but I try to only do like the $1 a month thing. So like I'll pay 1 month for $15, and then you cancel it or attempt to, and they'll be like, well, we'll give you 3 months for $1 a month if you'll do that. I'm like, heck yeah, I'll do that for $1. That's kind of how I do my stuff.
So I had to check real quick before I ran my mouth. I used to have Audible. I got rid of it. I use Everand, Everand. Think of it as a Netflix for books. You pay $11 something a month, and you get to listen to as many books as you want for the month. And it had all of the audiobooks and ebooks for Christopher Ruocchio's. All of them. They're all listed on here.
Okay.
So $11.9 depends on how quickly you want to go through and read. So that's what I've been using, and it's been a savior for me.
I drive 10 hours a day. I got all the time in the world.
You're going to be more than good.
Okay, what is this? Spell that again.
Everand.
Everand.
So
Everand. Okay.
Yeah. So I use Libby, and then I also use Everand, or those two, because I don't need to own the audiobooks of it. I can spend $11 a month. It's better than because those credits, man, it's like, depends on what level you are. You're paying $9 to $12 per book, and it's just like, if you don't listen to it right away and you don't like the book, you just wasted $9 to $11.
Well, not only that, too, if you don't buy a book that's at least minimum 20 plus hours, I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah.
Like, why am I gonna audiobook a book that's 12 hours long. That should
Mhm.
take me typically 3 or 4 days if I get to sit down and read. I'm a slow reader, but yeah, I like it's well worth it for like say the Brendan Sanderson Wind of Truth. It was 63 hours on
Jeez, man.
audiobook. Yeah. That's worth $15. I'll pay that for that. So
You have your
what?
own library, Senna. Like I can't. 2,100 audiobooks. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh my Lord.
And I
Man,
guarantee she's listened to all of them twice. She's a beast. Like I
he
think I
must
read a
be.
lot, or like
Yeah.
there's no way she kills it. She's so fast.
Oh, I've heard of Libro FM. It's pretty
Mhm.
popular too. They say it's like audio or Audible, but not all the bad stuff from Amazon. I can't read that.
Can't read though.
Is she strictly
Just
audiobook?
audiobooks. Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
audiobooks. Yeah.
Well, hey, look, I'm a super slow reader. Like if I can do 50 pages a day, which I can't every day, I'm doing great. Like I'm serious. I'm very slow. Now, audiobook, I can knock out 3 to 7 hours, depending on how good the story is.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So what speed do you listen to it on audiobook while you're driving?
Excuse me. Between 1.25 and 1.5.
Okay.
I don't know how these maniacs do 2+. Like there's some people I know.
I can do up to 2.1, 2.2 if it's a slow reader. But I have to do it with headphones in. Like if I don't have it in headphones, like if I'm driving, it has to be 1.5 at most. But when I put headphones in, for some reason I can hear it a lot better and actually understand what they're saying. It's not mumbling.
Yeah. I don't understand. It's too fast. I can get it. Yeah. If it's someone super slow, kind of like, whoever that does like the Brandon Sanderson books. It's a married couple. I can't think of their names right now. They're slower. The husband is too, like just his reading style. So I think I've done it at like 1.75, but that's about it. Some of them are like, I'm like, what are you saying? Stop. So
yeah, I'm normally 1.5 normally, but there's some of them that I've listened to. I'm like, geez, you enunciate every single word. And I'm like, all right, this up needs to be 2.
You're so funny. That doesn't give me credit. You need to slow it down, okay? 1.5 speed's the only way I get my credit if you watching my video. Slow it down.
Oh man, it's so funny. But I looked up Deathstalker. It has pretty interesting covers. Seems like there's a bunch of books. I need to go through and check those out.
Is it like a horror or is it fantasy sci-fi? What is it?
It looks like a sci-fi.
Okay.
Sci-fi books. It has this. Let me see if I can.
Scott had said up earlier that I've almost DNF'd 2 fantasy sci-fi books, which is true. We just had our buddy read of Hyperion Sunday, and I gave that a good score, but I did almost DNF it too because some of that book is super boring, but it's so dang interesting. Man, it's just there's like 3 stories I think that are really good, 2 that are incredible, and 3 others that are they're all right.
Are you gonna go to the next one?
Have you read it?
I've read the first one. I'm not going to continue because I wasn't a big fan, but
I don't know. None of them are. So I feel like the other 3 guys that are in this thing, but I think I am, because how can you stop when they finally get there? It's like, I just need to know how it ends.
I've accepted that was the end of the story I'm supposed to listen to.
Okay,
and then they arrived, and it's like
it.
Cool.
Yeah,
Hyperion, yeah.
I did not like the ending, which I'm sure you didn't either if you didn't like the book.
Nope.
But you get all the way there. But my problem is does it actually end in book 2 or does it end in book 4? Because I've heard it's kind of like 2 duologies and you can actually end after book 2. So if that's the case, I'll suffer and go through book 2.
So Cena loves Hyperion. Did you read all? Did you go through all of them? or was it just the first one? Because I need a re. I need
It's tough.
I need a good reason to continue with Hyperion. It didn't hit for me. Have
Well,
you why Cena's saying that she's read them all? Have you read the Expanse series?
no.
Oh, it's so good.
Is that I've heard it's like really in-depth sci-fi stuff too.
Yeah,
Hard sci-fi.
It took me a year to get through all the books because I think I did one book a month.
Ain't there, is there 10 of
year.
them or more?
I think there's 12.
12. Okay.
I think. Now I'm
love that ending. It's an ender's Senna. That was no ending. That was here's your super cliffhanger. I'll drop that right there. We've wasted this whole entire book to get to where we're going, and we're just gonna stop right at the gates. I hate that ending.
So there was 9 of the main series, but there were some novellas in between. So we'll say 9. We'll say 9 of the Expanse series, but it was really good. It was definitely worth if you have time to go through and be like, hey, I want a good long series that I'm not going to binge. It was good. It was a good
I'll tell you another one that's good that ends like that, like just a random sentence and it's over, is The Bound and the Broken. The first 2 main books, I've got all of them except for the one that just come out. It's Ryan Cahill. It literally ends on this. Both of the first 2 books, the novellas are great, but both of the first 2, it's just we're in this story. He writes a sentence and he's like, done. Like we'll pick up in the next book. I've never had a book like that before, neither. I mean, super random. Nothing gets resolved. Nothing. I mean, it just ends. So it's definitely you must read on to figure out anything that happens. But,
I think I read the first one.
I think of Darkness and Light.
No,
A Blood and Fire.
Blood and Fire. I think I listened to that one a long time ago. Yes, Bobaverse is fantastic. I just got the audiobook for the most recent one. Have you read the Bobaverse?
I hadn't even heard of that.
So it's a guy who gets he dies and gets put into an AI, and then he duplicates himself throughout the universe. So there's like hundreds and thousands of this guy, and they all had the same starting point, and then they all pivot and have different realities of themselves, trying to go through and save humanity. Very dumbed down version of what the book is. Yes, and Ray Porter is the narrator, and he's one of my favorites ever. Ray Porter is the man.
Okay. Have you read,
definitely fun? Definitely.
Have you read Mickey 7?
I've not done Mickey 7 now.
Okay, you know they just the movie they changed to Mickey 17, but I seen the Broken Binding is fixing to release a special edition of it, and I've heard it's really good, but I don't know. So I thought about it. I was like, I might buy that because it looks pretty cool. Because it's like this guy gets like cloned or something, but the one has to die before the other one. But somehow this one doesn't die. So there's that sounds interesting.
Yeah. Where it's like, oh my goodness, what's happening? Yeah. So it makes more sense of it being Mickey 17. So I get why they did that for the movie, because they can go through and he died this way that was horrendous, and he died this way that was crazy. So yeah, I want to read the book and end up going through and watching the movie. And but Cena says I guess she's seen the movie. She said it was a fun movie.
Okay.
So but I want to go through and read the book first and see kind of what it's like. It's a shorter book if I'm not mistaken. So it's not.
Yeah, it doesn't look that long.
Not anything too crazy. But speaking of movies, I'm super hyped and excited to see The Long Walk. Did you ever read that? That's Stephen King?
No, I've not read any Stephen King. I have The Green Mile, Billy Summers, 11/22/63, and the first 2 Dark Tower books. And Scott, some other character, told me I need to wait on the Dark Tower till next year, whenever the series is coming out, because they're making a new TV series for it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. Yeah, they're making a new one. So he's like, wait till then and we'll read it together.
Okay.
So I'm going to probably do that. But I want to read The Long Walk. It sounds awesome. It is. Is it Stephen King or is it when he was it Richard Bachman?
Bachman. It's a Bachman book. Yeah.
Yeah. But is it like a novella or a short story or something? Is it not in like a 3? I guess you can buy it by itself. But
yeah, I bought it by it. I bought. Okay. I got the ebook, so I got. It was
okay.
Short.
I hear it's incredible.
It was so good. It was very because the premise of the book: kids are walking, only one can survive. So it's literally kids walking. It's just a character-driven story, and it was just like, obviously people die because there's 100 kids walking and only one can live at the end. But it was so good, and then the trailer for it just it had the same feel. So we'll see once it officially comes out if they crap the bed, because that's normally how it works with Stephen King books. It's either
they're either
fantastic or they shit the bed.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. Because I've seen a couple of movies of his. I watched it when I was a kid. It terrified me.
Same.
Tommy Knockers. I really liked it whenever I was young. Was it Dolores Claiborne? I think they made a movie with her that scared the crap out of me. That woman's a psycho. Or is that Misery? No, it's Misery. Misery's the one I'm talking about. That's the one with the axe, right? She gets an axe.
She has the axe, and she's there's an author that she's obsessed with. I've never seen the movie, and I have the book, and I'm waiting on. Todd was on earlier. Mysterious Galaxies, one of the first ones, and he's reading every Stephen King book in order. So when he finally gets to, he has like 20 more books to get to Misery, and I said I'll read that one with you. But so I have probably another year before I'm going to jump in, but I got the book ready to go. But yeah, I'm super excited to jump in there.
Okay. And he said, next year we'll discuss Dark Tower. Long Walk's about 150. Okay.
Yeah.
That might be my first one I read of King. I may buy the ebook and do it first.
It's good. And you can get through, that's 3 days, man. You got that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Santa gonna watch Jaws for the 50th anniversary on Tuesday. That's cool. Is that I guess that's next Tuesday?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that movie's been out 50 years.
That's crazy.
God, that was a good movie. So good.
Mm-hmm. What other sci-fi books have you gone through? So Red Rising, you read the first 3. When you plan on continuing? When you plan on continuing with Red Rising?
I actually do more. I have all of them here. Mm-hmm. They're like, I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, they're right there. But I audiobook them because the audiobook narrator is incredible. And for some reason, it come up on my Libby app, which is, what's the next one? Iron Gold. Iron Gold come out, and I got it, or I was going to get it, and I guess I let it lapse somehow, and it threw me to the back of the line. So now it's saying I'm months out from getting it. So it's like, this sucks, because I was planning on just starting immediately. I'll look and make sure what it's up to now. But it was like I had it, and something happened. See, I've got Royal Assassin I can borrow right now. Have you read Robin Hobb?
I've not. No, I lied. I read the first one. Is that the first one?
Okay, so you Assassin's Apprentice is the first one.
Yeah, I hated it.
Really? I loved it.
It could have been now. It was when I first started reading. So it was 2020.
Those pros.
I picked it up and I was like, I didn't like it. So I might need to go back. It's been 5 years. That I might need to go back and try it again. But I read it. It was one of the first books I picked up, and I did not.
Ooh, you went strong.
I heard great things, so I swung for the fences, I guess, and I didn't understand anything that was going on.
Yeah, I'm 6 weeks. You can see
Jeez,
that,
man.
Yeah, 6 more weeks.
Jade City's fantastic.
I'm trying to hold off just because I've got so many series going, and I want to complete them. And I know I'm going to like that because it's basically, by what I understand, it's The Godfather with samurai swords. Is that about right?
Godfather with samurai swords and super and extra strength and powers and speed. It's literally the Godfather, and
Oh,
Godfather is one of my favorite. You read the Godfather book, right?
no, I've watched all the movies though. I
You
need
need
to
to
read
read
the
the book.
book.
You need to read the
Yeah.
book.
Okay.
It's so the movies are one of my favorites, and then I went through and read the book, and it hits the same beats, obviously, because the guy who wrote the book also helped with the movie,
Okay.
or wrote the movie. But there's some parts in the book that were not in the first movie. They added it on in the second movie. They did, the backstory of Don Corleone.
Mm-hmm.
That's in the first book, so it is one of the best.
Yeah,
one of the best. What's funny is we were talking about Janie Wirtz before the live, and both of us have not. I have the full series behind me. I plan on getting to it after I'm done, maybe with all of Sun Eater, or maybe just the first 3. We'll see what happens.
Yep.
We'll see what happens. But yes, it's on the list. I'm super excited to go through and read her book.
And Janie literally just sent me to Ride Hell's Chasm, and I think Trader's Knot's what I think that's right. I ain't even opened the package. I just got it from the mail today, so it's still downstairs in a box. So I'm very much looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
I heard her pros are really strong too.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're anything like Robin Hobbs, I'm telling you, for a book, which is crazy, I know I'm fixing to absolutely counter argue everything I said about the Sun or about Empire of Silence. There is some action, but not that much in Assassin's Apprentice. I think you'll agree because you've read it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously a while ago, but her writing and her prose are so dang good. And just the way she describes stuff. And I don't care about how many petals was on this flower and, the stuff that trickles off. And, it's just so eloquently beautiful. I don't care about that. But there's something about the way she writes. Oh, man, it is so good. So good. I mean, I fell in love with that book. It's awesome.
I might need to check it out again. I don't remember too much about it, which is going to be good. That when I go back in, it's pretty much going to be fresh, except the part that stuck with me is all the dead animals. That they were constantly killing off the animals. Like he had a dog, the dog died. He got another dog.
No. Well, okay.
I remember
the first dog. Well, no, the first dog doesn't die, does it? I thought that
it's been 5 years. From my memory, she kept killing dogs, and I was like, "Why does she keep killing the dogs?" And
one dog disappears for a while, and I'm pretty sure it comes back.
Again, it's been 5 years. It's been hundreds of books.
There's a bunch of books ago.
Hundreds of books between. But that's been the negative that's been in the back of my head. Every time I hear Robin Hobb, I'm like, she likes killing dogs. And that's what correlates with me. So with respect for supposed to be one of the best, I will go back and see.
Well, doggone, she's really good at writing killing dogs.
She's very good. Her pros are great, and she's good at killing those dogs.
That's right.
I don't know what happened. The whole time I was reading it, I remember saying, like, I don't know what dog bit her, where she's just anti-dogs. But I don't know. I'll go back and give it a try. I'll give it a try. I'll be on the list.
Try the audiobook with it, because that's what I did with it too. The narrator, again, very good, and it's really short. Like, I think on like 1.5 speed, it's like less than 15 hours. Like it might be like 12. Okay. Yeah, so it'd take you no time. It's really good.
All right, I'll give it a try.
Yeah,
through audio. There's a what's a book? What's that one? Scott Lynch. Have you read Scott Lynch?
I've read the first one.
Did you read it or listen to it?
I immersive read it I could, because I ended up getting I think it was the 10th year anniversary of book one, and it had like an extra like 10,000 words or something in it, but it was just like, it actually says it like an extra 10,000. It's a hardback, and it didn't line up on like when you're listening to it and then reading it. After a while, it just like was completely off. So I just audiobooked it, and I loved it. Like, I thought it was good. But a lot of people, and I agree, like, you could end that book, like, in that story right there.
Book 1, yeah.
Yeah. And I think that I don't see myself ever going back to book 2 and book 3. I heard they're good, but book 1 was really good. Yeah, Gentlemen Bastards. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite series of all time.
Liza Locklamora. That's book 1. That's it. Yeah.
It's one of my favorites. I've read it multiple times, and I enjoyed all 3 books. And I am patiently waiting for Scott Lynch to bring out his novellas in the 4th book. I feel like I'm going to get it before I get George to finish his book series, even though I've been waiting a lot longer.
You do know that's not happening, right? Like, he literally come out, I think, in the past few weeks and was like, he has no plans on finishing it.
Awesome.
I'm pretty sure he said that in an interview.
Okay.
So,
all right.
But you know what? That still doesn't deter me from reading. I hadn't read any Game of Thrones. I've watched the whole series.
Dude, the books.
It's incredible. Yes.
I read all the books before the show came out, and it was so good. So good. Heard. And I know people are hating on the show, and don't get me wrong. The last season,
I mean, they took the stuff that wasn't even in the books, by what I understand. Like, they did their own liberty and finished it how they wanted. And I get that. I mean,
they did it with, they talked to George going, "Hey, this is where it's going." And he went, "Yeah." And he was like, and they were like, okay, we're going to do our own thing. And you can tell it kind of fell out of line when they were doing their own thing. But overall, I really enjoyed the show.
Yeah. Oh, enjoyed it. Do you have one favorite scene in that show? Because I do. I have one scene that
So the Battle of the Bastards is probably my favorite scene.
Okay, that was great. But the best scene for me was when Arya's the younger sister, right?
Yeah.
When she goes to fight what's the main bad guy? The white the White Walkers or whatever. Yeah. What the king of it or whatever, the main villain.
Yeah.
Where she jumps in the air to stab him and he catches her, and I'm like, no way, they're literally killing her off, and she drops it and grabs it with her other hand and stabs him. And I was like, that's the best part of like cinema I've ever seen. And it was so good. I literally had chills and was screaming. I was like, yes.
Well, what I loved is with that dropping thing. You know how many times she's practiced doing that throughout the show?
I've never noticed that.
Go back and watch. She does the same thing when she's fighting Brienne of Tarth. She does the same exact move when she's fighting Brienne. She does the exact same move. So she does that throughout the show. She learned it from the faceless people.
The faceless, yeah.
So and that's what I really liked when she went through and dropped. I was like, I see what you guys did there. I loved it. But that part was good. That was great. I thought that part was great.
I have all of the mass market paperbacks of the series. They're just sitting down at the bottom, way down there. So, but I will eventually get to them.
You need to, man. They're so good. They're so good. And then there's a lot more characters. There's a lot more. They changed things up on the show, but and it made sense why they did it. But yeah, definitely you'll enjoy the book. It was great. It was great stuff.
Okay.
All right, man. Any other recommendations before I stop pestering you so you can get some sleep?
As far as like to read?
In general, TV show.
Well, books. Have you read, I'll tell you another great one. Have you read The Sword of Kagan?
I've not read The Sword of Kagan.
Ooh, put that down.
All right.
She's not an indie author anymore, but that's Emma Wong. She won one of the Spiff Bows.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like it's great. I've got it right here.
Yeah, I've seen it. It has that blue cover. Yeah, that's it.
I've got the Rafe Mark Creative Special Edition coming at some point this year. Yeah, it is. It's not giving nothing away. I mean, because I'm sure you've heard, if you've heard anything about it, you've heard this one thing. The main battle is in the middle of the book. It is so, the writing's great, but the story of the characters of think it's Miyazaki. I think that's how you say her name. Something like that. Her and her son and what all she has to go through with her husband, who is like second in command of behind his brother, who run their tribe country type deal. And it is, oh my gosh, it's so good. You will love this book.
Cena said it's the most gut-wrenching scene of all of literature.
Oh yeah.
And she's read 50,000 books last year, so I trust her judgment.
Yeah, that middle and what goes on and then what takes place after it is, be it you being a parent, you'll get it.
So it's audio it, or is it more immersive if you audio it, or is it more of a...
I audio booked it. I was going to read it, but how my schedule turned out, I just can't. But the audiobook's very good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. You will love it.
All right. Audio. We'll audio it. It. All right, cool. So that's on my list. I'll make sure I have that on there. I like it. I've heard good things. I don't know why I've never picked it up.
Yeah, it like I said, that's what won her Spiffbo, and I guess that's what basically turned her into a trad author now, because I'm pretty sure, what is it? Blood Over Brighthaven. It's picked up by a publisher and everything. And it's super popular too. I haven't read it, but
Bright Over what?
Blood Over Brighthaven. That's our recent release.
I've not heard of that one.
Yeah.
Huh. That's great reviews.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be really good.
On good old Goodreads.
When you do listen to or read whatever, the Sword of Kaigen, I want you to tell me how that is a standalone book.
How is it a standalone?
How is it a standalone? Why is there not going to be a book 2?
Did she say there was never going to be a book 2?
Yeah, it's a standalone. And being that Cinna's read it or listened to it, whatever, I'm pretty sure she probably feels about the same way. It's like, how can you end this book like you end this book? And it's just over. Like, there's so much more I want to know. So much more.
See, I'm a sucker for a good standalone book. Like,
I like them too.
Invest me into a book. It's like, hey, this is a one book, or it's only a duology, and it's not ridiculously long. You get to me, then I'm like, all right, I can invest the time. It's because I think one of the reasons why I stopped Stormlight, because you said you read it all. I had to stop pretty much after chapter 3 within book 2, because I was like, man, this is so much time. And then so many people said they hated the newest one, and I said, there's no way I'm going to spend 100 more hours of my time to be disappointed. So
book 2 and book 3 are in my probably top 10 favorite books ever. Book 2 is probably my second favorite book. Words of Radiance. It just hit me right. It's so dang good. And book 3 is too. It's really good. Book 4 and book 5, no. And the problem with that is book 4 and book 5 are the two biggest. Well, that's 2,500 pages for 2 books. That's any other time. That's like 8 to 10 books.
Right.
And I think that's my biggest problem with fantasy in general, is, for one, there's very few standalones anymore. Everything is a trilogy plus, and they're all over 500 pages. That's why I'm not turning into a horror book reader, but I've read a bunch of, I'm starting to read more horror, and 90% of those are one book, standalone, normally under 400 to 500 pages. If that, you're in and out and you're done, and it's a good story. And names of characters are dang normal. It's not crap you don't understand, you can't say.
Well, and for you, it's very actiony. It's very punchy.
Exactly.
Like the Clatterman. I know both of us enjoyed the Clatterman. That was a lot of fun.
Janelle was amazing. I love that book so much.
I gushed over it way too much. So I was able to get. I read it on the cruise, and I told her all about it during our live. I was like, I've read it. Everyone's in bed sleeping. All the lights are off. It's in the middle of the night, and I'm just sitting there with my Kindle reading it. And I'm like, the boat's moving, and it's terrifying. And I had too much fun.
Yeah, that was the book that I come back from vacation on. I hadn't read anything in over 2 weeks. I was frustrated already, and I was like, I just need to read something, and I got it, and I binged that whole thing in one sitting. Mm-hmm. I was like, this book is amazing. It's so good. Like, I liked Ghost Story at first. I thought it was good, but this is like on a whole nother level. I mean, it's awesome.
It read like it's ready to be published, and not published, but made into a movie. It read like a. Have you read Blake Crouch?
No, I want to though.
Oh man, his books are the same thing. You read them and you go, "Oh, this is ready to be a movie right now," and that's how the Clatterman was. It was just like, "Oh, you can take this and go in, just do what this says. You're welcome, and you're done." It didn't feel like there was too much fat in it.
I see it as it could be like a Freddy or Jason series. Mm-hmm. Like, you could literally bring him back. Like, you know, you never can really kill Jason or Freddy or whatever, you know. You could just do different stories, you know, and go on forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you 100% need to read Blake Crouch. Blake Crouch is so well done, and huge fan. Pretty much every time he puts out a new book, I stop everything and I binge his books.
Is he he's the one that's like Recursion and stuff, right?
Recursion, Wayward Pines, Dark Matter.
Yeah, which one would you suggest I start at if I try?
I would start with Dark Matter.
Okay.
And then have you seen Wayward Pines, the show?
No, I have not, but I've heard multiple people talk about the books and the show.
The books are better than the show. It kind of goes off the rail on the show, but there's 3 books there, but I'm trying to give you a standalone. So Dark Matter's perfect spot. There's a TV show. I've not seen it. I'm assuming it's close to it because there was no fat in the book. So if anything in the show, they added on more stuff that didn't need to be there, is what I'm assuming. But Dark Matter was fantastic. Fantastic. I have a lot of thoughts on that book.
Okay. So, I've heard nothing but great things about it.
It's good. And he definitely, if you're a Michael Crichton fan, he gives off the Michael Crichton vibes when you're going through and reading his books.
Okay. I've not read any Michael Crichton either. I know no, but I've watched all the Jurassic Park movies. And I know they got nothing to do with everything, but man, we love them. My son, me and him love Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. Love them. And we can't wait for this new one that's fixing to come out. Oh,
it looks good. It actually looks really good. Like the last Jurassic World I was not a fan of. I wasn't a big fan. I didn't the cloning thing. I didn't care about that. But I think this new one's going to go back to its roots. I just have a feeling.
That's the point of it, right? It's kind of like a reboot and start over from like the beginning, I think, is what I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that sounds good. And like had a dang dinosaur that looks like an alien, like a xenomorph, like its head's like, oh man, this looks sweet. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I'm very, very hyped. I'm waiting for my kids to get a little older because my oldest is 6, so I can't take him to Jurassic Park yet.
Are you going to go watch How to Train Your Dragon?
We are going to go watch the Stitch movie.
Okay, yeah. I love Lilo and Stitch.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to go see that. So I'm taking all the cousins because they're all about the same age, and taking both my boys, and we're going to go see that whenever it comes out. Yeah. So I want to go see How to Train Your Dragon, but they want to go see the Stitch movie, so we're going to go see that.
Oh, if I don't watch them both, we'll definitely watch them when they go to Disney. Because I'm pretty sure my wife even wants. My wife's not a big go to the movies, like only if it's Fast and the Furious, which is super random. I don't know why, but she was a big Paul Walker fan. You know, he's just a really good actor. You know, that's it.
That's all it is. It's nothing else. He's just very good at acting.
Just a good actor.
Yeah.
But yeah, she wants to go watch this in theater, so we'll go watch it because I love the cartoons or the movies, whatever.
The animated. Yeah.
They
They're
were
really
great.
well done. Very well
Or
done.
the third one was, whew, that'll bring a little tear to your eye if you
The
wanted to.
third one.
Yeah, there's 3 movies. How to Train Your Dragon?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Lilo and Stitch.
No. There's only one of it.
No, there's 2 of them.
Is there 2?
There's 2 of them.
Have I not watched the second?
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
Okay, well then that's probably why I don't want to watch the second.
But no, How to Train Your Dragon, I thought there was more than 3.
I thought there was only 3.
Let's look. Let's see. I guess you're right. There's only 3.
Okay.
So I've seen them all. Then I've seen them all. Those are good movies.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, those are good ones.
Straight to video. Is that what it was? Lilo and Stitch 2?
Lilo and Stitch 2. Yeah.
Oh, man. You know it's bad then.
Yeah, you can watch it. It's it's pretty bad. Pretty bad. For some reason my kids like it. So it's on too much at the house.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's usually when I get my reading done is when they're like, can we watch Stitch? And I go, yeah. And I just pop over my book and just sit there and read on the couch.
Yeah. We got back from Universal last week, and my wife and kids decided they were going to start Harry Potter again, because that's where all the Harry Potter world and all that is.
Mm-hmm.
They binged all 6 of them in like 2 days, and then now they had watched the seventh one in like 5 days. Now it's like, why did you stop? You literally watched them all to the last, and now you're not going to watch the last book or last movie. I have no idea. Well, that don't make any sense. It's like the most incredible one.
It's the most action-packed one out of all.
Yeah.
Are they excited to watch the show when it comes out?
I don't know if they even know that a show was coming out, to be honest, because I hadn't said nothing about it, because I hadn't seen anything about it. Once I see a trailer and I think they'll like it, I normally show it to them. It's kind of like when video, like the Nintendo and stuff, show like videos of like some of the games. I'll show my son and he'll be like, "Oh, that's awesome," or "Yeah, I don't care." So it's like, all right.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I don't think they have a trailer out yet. I'm looking and it doesn't look like it. So they're still doing all the cast and stuff. But I don't know. We'll see. I need to read the books. Have you read the books?
I have not, but I heard they're great.
That's what I hear.
Hmm.
I refused to read them when they came out and everyone was reading them. I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to jump on that bandwagon of everyone reading. I was like, I'm good.
It's only what, top 3 biggest stories of all time?
Ever?
Yeah, ever.
Yeah, so that's what people say. That's what people say. I did watch this comedian recently who was comparing Harry Potter to Star Wars, saying it was the same story.
That's interesting.
Same exact story.
Okay.
Definitely worth a look up on YouTube, but it's literally a ripoff of Star Wars, supposedly.
Well, here's the sad part about it. Now it's probably better than Star Wars. I mean, they basically, if it's a legit ripoff, then she fixed what they screwed up. Because I mean, if you hadn't had nothing bad from Harry Potter, everything's great, and you've had some pretty bad Star Wars stuff.
So we're just getting into it. So my oldest wants to start watching Star Wars because he wants to go to Disney and do that kind of stuff. Even I was like, I'm not spending to go to Disney and get you a lightsaber or a robot or whatever you want if you don't know anything about it.
Yeah, they're like $250.
That's exactly. Well, I have 2. I have to get 2 of them because my youngest is going to want one too. So I was like, we're going to start watching Star Wars. But yeah, the Orphan, Wise Uncle, Powers, the Chosen One. What is he talking about? What are we talking about?
Yeah, that'd be Star Wars.
The exact same thing.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Could be. Mm-hmm. She just knew how to do it right.
The kids' parents died. They had to go live with their uncle and aunt who don't want them to use their powers. It's the same thing. It's the same story.
Wow. That's pretty incredible. I've never thought about that.
Yeah. Like, since I saw that video, I was like, it's just like, I get it. I get why they're both great. But yeah, I don't know, man. I haven't seen any of the new Star Wars stuff. I've seen up to the first new trilogy. What is it? The one before
The Rise of Skywalker.
the first one, the one before that one, where
Um,
where Ren and all them showed up.
The Last Jedi, or is that the third of that trilogy?
I think that's the third. The Force Awakens.
The Force Awakens. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I watched that one and I said, I'm not the target audience for this. And
It's just not the same.
I just stopped.
I wish what they needed to do was just completely get away from Luke. Anything with Skywalker, just move on. Like they have beat that horse to death. I mean, it is dead. It's been dead. It was dead 6 movies ago.
Yeah.
Like, go to something else. There's no way that people are smart enough that they can keep bringing up and making these movies that they can't think of something else that's new. I don't get it.
Well, they keep adding in things like, oh, this TV show's in between this movie and this movie, instead of just like, all right, we're going to move forward for this. And that's kind of my my reasoning. I can't jump into it. It's the same thing while I'm out of I stopped watching those Marvel movies after
Endgame. Yeah,
Endgame.
They've literally just crapped the bed from everything after that. Like those 20-something movies up to Endgame were great. I mean, you had 1 or 2 that were bad. Like, was it Thor: The Dark World, I think, or something like that. Thor: The Dark something. I don't remember. But that one was not good. But everything else was pretty top tier. And then you go from that to what we've got here lately, and it's awful.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of them. The only superhero movie I watched Deadpool, and then the second Deadpool. I watched both of them because I thought those were fun. But outside of that, I stopped watching everything else.
What did he put? The new Jurassic Park trailer dropped today is basically a compilation of action from the previous. Yeah, I watched it, and I thought it was really good. But I'm a sucker. I love Jurassic Park. I love dinosaurs. And my wife knows this. What's the main female character in this?
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson. She's my favorite.
Yeah. She's a really good actress.
She's a really good actress. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for it.
Well, they got a lot of good actors in this one.
Yeah, they do.
What's his name? Rupert Friend. I'm a big Rupert Friend. I think he's a very good actor on there. I've seen him in a few movies. He was in Homeland. Did you watch Homeland?
I don't think I've seen Homeland.
Oh man, that's a good one. That's a good show. It's a good show. He was in Homeland, and I thought he did fantastic. So I've been a fan of his since then.
I watched John Wick Chapter 4 yesterday. Oh man, I love those movies.
I've not seen that one. I've seen the first 3. Is this?
It's on Peacock. If you got Peacock,
I got Peacock.
Yeah, they just released not long ago. I just watched it. Oh my gosh, so good, so good. Like I'm hyped for Ballerina because I know he's in it. That's got that's. I guess it's the spinoff where the girl, I can't say her name. She's like British or something. She's in quite a bit of stuff. She's in that Marilyn Monroe movie too that they made, and then she's been in a bunch of other things too.
Anna de Amara.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, she's like the main character in this.
Okay. And Norman Reedus is in it. Yeah, she played she's been Knives Out. She was in that movie. That was pretty good.
I've not seen
Blade Runner. She was in Blade Runner. She was in Blade Runner.
Okay, I hadn't seen the new Blade Runner.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Okay.
Is it good?
It was fine.
It's not as good as the original.
It was fine. It's kind of hard. My opinion, the original was one of the best.
Yeah,
it was one of the best. So it was visual. It was cool. I thought visually it was cool. Another movie I'm excited for is Nobody. Have you seen Nobody.
Oh yes, I love Nobody. Have you seen this trailer for
the
2?
second one, yeah.
Where he's on vacation.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
Yeah, I'm hyped for it. It's just senseless violence, and I'm all for it.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I'm getting judged.
Brilliant.
Perspective. I said it visually it looked amazing. But yeah, Nobody was so good. So good. And then I saw the trailer for the second one and I was just laughing. Yeah. I love it. I love it. I'm a bit it had me hooked with Christopher Lloyd. Like Christopher Lloyd in it.
Yes.
And I'm like, you're getting more Christopher Lloyd in there, just being crazy Christopher Lloyd. I'm
him showing up in the first movie as an old that blew my mind because I'm a huge Christopher Lloyd fan as well. I was like, holy crap, he's in this movie. And then he's like at that one scene where they're at his house and he like pretends to be asleep and then kills that dude with the gun. Oh wow. So good. So good. It is literally, to me, it is John Wick for old people. That's
well, I didn't know. I guess it was written by the same guy who wrote John Wick.
Okay. Well, there you go. There's why. Because it's dang awesome.
I had no idea. I had no idea it was written by, but it makes sense. Okay. It makes sense.
Yeah, because they're great.
They're both fantastic. The scene at the tattoo shop was also good. Yeah. That whole movie was just nothing but fun. It was nothing but fun. I really enjoyed it. And that's, I feel like what I like about movies like John Wick and Nobody, it doesn't feel like it's a cookie cutter of another story that's already been done. And because I'm tired of watching those types of like, oh, this is Blade Runner 2049. They're just recopying Blade Runner.
Yeah. Well, John Wick is so, to me, so cinematic and everything is precise. Like, because he literally trains, like in real life too, on how to shoot guns, when to reload. He knows all of the stuff to do with the guns, and it looks so real. But obviously, he's getting shot by like 50 different people. He'd be dead in real life, you know. But it's so cinematic that it's so good. And then Nobody is just, to me, more pulse, like just down and gritty, and you know, I'm gonna punch you in the face and you're gonna feel it, you know. And he's older too, so it makes it look like it really hurts.
Yep.
You know, but he keeps getting, I don't know, it's just because they're both kind of the same character, you know. You're pulling them out of retirement, but they're just in two totally different lives, so it's so good.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm super excited. Glad you like that one too. That is also on Peacock, which I'm probably gonna end up watching that tonight. Even though John Wick Chapter 4 you said's on there, I think I'm gonna watch Nobody.
Yeah,
you know,
you can't go wrong either way. They're both good.
It's great. It's great.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there was another show or movie that I've watched recently. Is there another good movie that's coming out? Is there another one? Am I missing something?
Superman comes out pretty soon.
Yeah, what are you thinking of that trailer?
I think it looks awesome. Now, there's this rumor going around. I've not seen or heard anything else about it, but the rumor going around is he basically gets beat up and upset because he gets bullied online. It's like something about what I've heard is like Lex Luthor like sends people at him like with like Twitter posts and they start hating on him. You know how Twitter's a big mob anyways.
Yeah.
And they start hating on Superman. And that's kind of like that, you know, that scene where they're like throwing trash at him while he's walking. Sounds super weird. Like, why does that have to do with Superman in general? But I don't know. But the villains look cool. If all those people are villains that it's showing, and him fighting that giant monster, like that looks awesome. So I think it's going to be good.
I think the casting was done very well. I think the girl that plays Lois Lane, I can't remember her name. She's believable of Lois Lane because she's. And I do like
the Superman guy. He's a nobody as far as I know. I've never seen him before, and that's a smart move because you can make a star out of him. You know, it's not Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill's amazing. Like, I think he's the best Superman ever, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with Christopher Reeves, but he just wasn't. He was before my time.
Yeah, he wasn't the same.
You
I
know.
hear you. No, so he's been in a few movies. The guy that plays Superman, but it was background guy, what it seems. So, which is perfect. So he has that experience of, oh, I know how to act, but nothing where it's like, oh, you were front line. So,
Okay.
no, I agree. I like when they go through and cast unknown actors to play these, because then you get a fresh take, and it's not like, oh, that's, you know.
Yeah, because I mean, if it hits, yeah, and it's a good movie, then you've literally made a mega movie star.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's a superhero. There's nothing bigger than that right now in movies. You know, I mean, it sets him up for life if he nails this role.
Mm-hmm.
So, Senna wrote Mission Impossible. Yes, Dead Reckoning 2. Oh, baby. I hate it's going to end. I've always said, after what happened in Dead Reckoning 1, I said the only way Mission Impossible can end is if Tom Cruise actually dies doing one of his stunts. He is the craziest dude I've ever seen.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny. Yeah, I don't know how. Is it really the end?
Yeah, it's over. Yeah, he had said Dead Reckoning he was done.
Okay.
So they'll either end the series with him or someone else will take over as Ethan Hunt. Yeah, but he's done.
They should just end it. They should just like let it be. Yeah.
The sad part is this, it should have been over probably 3 years ago, but COVID screwed it all up. That's why it's taken so long to finish, because Dead Reckoning was supposed to be out, I want to think in 2019 or 2020. And then something about reshoots or whatever happened and it messed it up with COVID. And so that really pushed Dead Reckoning 2 back. And then in that time, he also made Top Gun 2, which is amazing.
Okay. I was about to say, if you said you didn't like that one too, then I don't know if we can be friends anymore.
Yeah.
That was one, that movie cinematically was amazing.
Yes. That it couldn't have got any better. I mean, just having what's the guy that plays Goose's son? I'm blank. I really like him as an actor.
He's a really good actor too. He
plays is it Drumline or whatever it is where he plays?
He's the drummer, and he's also was in there's that new movie where there was a big hole in the ground that he was trying to protect.
And then the girl's on the other side. And then there's like monsters or something now, or you think there is. It's like the fall, or I can't remember what it's called. It looks good. I didn't see.
Oh my goodness, what is his name? Miles Teller. He's such a good actor. Yeah. Such good, like all the stuff he's been in is really good. Yeah. He played in that movie with War Dogs.
Whiplash. That's it. Whiplash. Yeah, that movie is awesome. Mm-hmm. I love that movie.
He was really good in War Dogs too. I don't know if you saw that movie. It had Jonah Hill with him. Him and Jonah Hill were
is that them selling
the
guns? Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of good ones, man.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. I want to go through, and Maverick was fantastic, and I think they're planning on doing a third one, if I'm not mistaken. They are.
Yeah. It's incredible. Like, you couldn't, he pushed that off for years and years and years, just because he didn't want to do it because he thought the first one was so good. And I remember him doing an interview talking about how until I come up with a story that's worth it, I'm not going to do it. And then he finally I guess he got old enough to where, like, okay, Goose died, but he had the kid. So he's old enough now to where he could be a pilot.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it was incredible. And then to get Val Kilmer in there, before he passed away, so good. So good.
Yep. I'm seeing they are talking about doing a third one. So they're working on it. So that could be next year, 5 years, 10, another 20 years down the road till we get a third one.
Yeah. I say it'll be out within the next 5 years.
Yeah.
I think.
It was good, man. It was I was very surprised. I thought it was going to suck.
Yeah. I was concerned when they were like, okay, we're finally doing it. And I was like, oh boy, said, you are messing with something here if if you're really going to do it. And I was blown away how great it was. I'll tell you another that took forever and they finally made another one that I love. Twisters 2.
That was very surprising.
Yes.
Very surprising. That was good. I thought that was terrible. Someone told me to go through and watch it, and I sat down and watched it. I was like, holy hell, that was actually good. And that one, both of them had Glenn Powell in it, who's also an underrated actor.
Yeah, he was in the first one?
No. He was in
Maverick. Yeah. He was like the ice character.
He was ice. Yeah.
He was ice, for the new one. Oh, Twister. Oh, dude.
Mark, you need to go watch it, man. Like surprisingly, it was good. Like I was very surprised it was good.
You don't have to watch the first one to enjoy the second one. It helps, but because there is Easter eggs in it, of course. But I would prefer watching them back to back because they're both great. I mean, so dang good.
Yeah, I watched the first one all growing up. I felt like I watched it 100 times as a kid.
Oh, same way. Loved it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very underrated movie was Twister, the first one. Yeah. Very underrated. All right, man. It's been Happy Gilmore. What are we talking about? Stop.
Happy Gilmore 2. That's right. It does. It comes out.
What?
Yeah. You got to wait and watch that trailer.
What?
I'm concerned because the first one's one of my favorite movies of all time, but I'm very concerned about this second one. But yeah.
What? And they brought everyone back?
Yeah, that's alive. Yeah. Yep, all of them.
They're bringing Ben Stiller's guy back? Like how is he going to be in it? What is happening right now?
I guess he's still at the nursing home.
You just going to visit him? Like, what is happening?
Get me out of here!
Oh man! No way! I did not know.
Yeah, I hope it's good. I'm concerned, but I hope it's good.
Well, they have Travis Kelce on here. He's in the movie.
I think he makes an appearance. Yeah.
Is he going to be the one that beat up Happy in this one?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh man, I see. All right, what else is coming out?
You can have a warm glass and shut the hell up. Eminem's in it too.
Eminem's in it too. No, man, no way. No way. That's awesome. That's awesome. I had no idea. And it's coming out this year. So that's in July. It comes out in July. So it's coming out in a few months. I had no idea this was around the corner. That I am super excited now for the summer to get here. I need to make some calls to be like, we're going to go see Happy Gilmore.
That's right. And it might be awful, but I don't care.
Yeah. Oh, man. There's no way it's going to be good. There's no possible way it's going to be good.
Unless they start blowing up the trailers. I haven't seen but one, and I hadn't seen neither good nor bad as far as reviews on it. I don't know. So,
well, I don't know. I see one trailer, so I got to go through. You can watch it on Netflix. Is it coming on Netflix or is it coming in theaters?
I don't know. Is it going to both? I haven't heard either way. I thought it was just going to theater first. Oh, Mark says Netflix. Mm-hmm. So is it not going to theater?
Yeah, it's not going to be playing in theaters. It's going just to Netflix.
Oh, okay, that's even better. I'll watch it in my house.
Yeah,
save me a bunch of money.
Watch it in my jammies in bed. Yo, man, yes, 100%. 28 years later, that's my most hyped movie of the year.
Not a horror fan.
You're not a horror fan?
Look, before we go, because I know we're fixing to get off. When I was young, my stepmom scared the living crap out of me and my brother She made us watch horror movies. Like I've seen a bunch of Freddy's, bunch of Jason's, bunch of Hellraisers, all of them, Halloween, all that stuff. And she loved to come in. She'd go outside. She'd get a butcher knife, put ketchup on it, go sneak outside into our bedroom where we were at, and get to the window, and she'd start scratching. And then whenever we'd look, she'd throw up that knife with blood on it and scare the crap out of us. So after that, I was done. My wife, we are not scary movie people.
But yet you read scary books.
Yeah, it's not the same.
It's not the same.
No, they don't bother me. Like some of them get kind of freaky, but it's just reading it doesn't affect me like watching it. Sissy, I don't care. I'll be a sissy.
So Mark, I'm with you. I hope they stop after this one. I hope they stop, create a whole new series, create something else. Are you still in good terms with her after that?
Yes, she was the absolute best. She passed away a couple of years ago. But yeah, incredible. I'd say this, if my mom wasn't my mom, I would want her to be my mom. But she was my stepmom. I couldn't get any better. Loved her to death. Jaws when I was 6 in theaters. Hey, I seen Jurassic Park, original in theaters when I want to think I don't remember what year it come out, but it seemed like I was under 10.
When did it come out?
In the 90s.
93.
Okay, so I was 9. Yeah, that movie was amazing and scared the crap out of me. When the one dinosaur does his open up his thing and then spits the acid or whatever in that guy's eyes, or Newman's eyes. Newman. Yeah.
You need to read that book, man, because there's some things in that book
I do.
that is not in the movie at all. There's a scene in the book that no one talks about. I did a live with Ted before he quit BookTube, and I ranted on it for probably 10 minutes on this scene that no one ever talks about. And I really want you to go through and read this book and see if you can catch this one part that's never mentioned in any of the movies, which they need to. They need to bring it to the movies of this one scene.
Is it scary? Like, is it kind of like a horror?
The book? Yeah, it's 100% horror.
Because I was fixing to say, I've heard a lot of people say it's like a horror novel.
It's a horror. It's definitely supposed to be a horror novel. Yeah, it's very gruesome, very intense. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. It's different than the movie. They did a lot of changes with it. Like the characters don't look like how they look in the movie.
It's one of the rare movies and books are both great, even though they're different.
Mm-hmm.
Like that don't happen much. Because like The Princess Bride, I love the book and the movie. And
I've watched the movie multiple times. I've never read the book.
Book's good. There's more details in the book and stuff that's not in the movie. But they're both, I love them both for what they are.
Mm-hmm.
They're both really good. So
I've never read or watched Dog Soldiers. I have no idea what that is. I have to look that up. I'm assuming it's a horror movie, because when we talk about horror movies.
The book is why I stopped reading the book before the movies.
Yep.
Really? Oh, because it was a horror novel and it scared you?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
She says no philosophy. No, I felt it was a horror book. I felt like it was pretty horror. There was some intense stuff. All right. I hear you. Dog Soldier.
Okay.
I need to figure out where to watch it. Pluto or Peacock? It says Peacock, so I guess werewolves and soldiers in Scotland. All right. You got me. Cool. I'll add it to the list. Who doesn't like a good werewolf story? All right. So I have 2 audiobooks and 2 must-watch movies. We have Assassin's Apprentice, Sword of Kaigen are two that I need to get to, and then John Wick Chapter 4, which I did not know was available. So thanks for that. And then Dog Soldiers, which that one's brand new.
And I've got Everade, which is an audio site, and Dark Matter by Blake Crouch.
Yeah, save you some money with Everland. Definitely with you, how much you drive, you're welcome. You're going to be save some money. So yes, another subscription, which sucks, but you're not going to be paying for credits each time, and it's not going to hurt as bad. You going, man, this book is only 5 hours. It's like, cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I would definitely read more or listen to more for sure. Like a lot of these, I've read one Jim Butcher novel, audio booked it, Dresden Files. Wasn't a big fan. It was all right. Everyone says though, after book 3 and on, it's really good.
It's really good after that. Yeah,
they're not. I know the first 2 are not that long neither.
They're all the same. They're all the same length. They're all very quick, short punches. But I wouldn't pay a credit for any of those books, to be honest.
And kind of like the Murder Bot. I've read the first 2 Murder Bots. They're all right. Nothing great, but luckily I got those on my Libby app. I had to pay for them. So,
listen. Everyone's been saying it's amazing, Mark. So it's on the list.
It's great. Mark, you need to read it too. It is so good. And if you have kids, you'll understand. It hits different when you got kids.
So another book series you need to add to your list. I am on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I'm gonna guess that's Repairman Jack.
Repairman Jack. You need to read
that's what I figured.
Repairman Jack. Like no joke, man. Repairman Jack is probably one of my favorite book series ever, and I'm not even close to being done. So what I'm doing is I'm stopping at book 9. I'm not starting book 10 until I go through and read the other books within the series leading up to this point.
Okay.
So
because it's like a multiple, kind of like the Realm of the Elderlings type. This connects here and that's there, and you put these and And
then before I get to the last book, I want to make sure that I'm getting all perspectives of it. So I have 3 books before I can start this next one again, and then I probably have another 7 books before I get to the final book. So I want the biggest gut punch. So I reached out to Chris, Bearded Book Beast, and I said, Chris, because he's the one that told me to read it 6 months ago. And then I went through and sent him. I was like, "This is my reading order. Is this correct?" And he said, "Yeah, go for it." So I'm going head deep into it, and it's been fantastic. And it's all on Everland, all the audio books. So when I want to do immersive reading, so I have all the physical copies and I read those. But when I'm going on long car rides, I'm like immersing it and I go through and listen to it. So they're all on there.
Okay. I'll show you something too before we get off real quick. This is going to be a sneak peek of what my TBR is about to turn into. Okay. I'm changing the way that I'm doing my TBR after I'll figure something out with this stuff. But starting at which I'm supposed to release tomorrow, but I'm not making a video tonight and editing. So I'll release it later in the week or next week. But let's see where it doesn't show much in the camera. Right there. Oh, that's all you get.
Nice.
TBR is changing to
nice
where I don't pick anything anymore.
I like it.
So we're going to try it out.
I like it. That's I've thought about doing something different too. I've thought about I have an idea, but I need to. So I'll just tell you my idea. What I was thinking. I was thinking of doing a dartboard.
That'd be cool too.
Putting up
you just throw it, and what you hit is what you read.
What I hit is what I'm reading. So I throw it, and what I wasn't all right. I hit 20, and then I pull up the list of number 20's this, and I was going to randomize every single time. Yeah. So it's all right, this throw, it's randomized, and it's so it's not like I can go through and plan it out, going, hey, I'm going to try to hit 20 because I want to do the new Sun Eater book. It's nope. I throw it, click the randomizer, and it tells me what 20 is for that one. So I'm thinking about doing that. I got to buy a dartboard and get it put up in here with me.
The reason that I'm doing it too is because this right here, but you can't see all of them. I've got a few right here. This right here is what all the authors have sent me these books. So I'm to the point now on if all I do is read this to get them to, and I want to read them, that's my problem. I can't touch any of these, the ones I've bought.
Mm-hmm.
I have other things that I want to read, like from trad stuff. I have the stuff on this shelf over here that nobody can see. There's a bunch of stuff. And I feel bad for not reading that. And it's like, man, this sucks. They've sent me this. I know they want it read, but it takes the pressure off if I end up doing this and reading 4 or 5 of those in 1 month, then I do. And if I don't, it ain't me. It's what I've chose to do.
It's destiny.
So that's
destiny
right.
said I need to go through. Yeah, I've been I've had to kind of cut back a little bit because I do the same thing. I feel bad. And I go, just send me the ebook of it because I feel really bad having a physical copy of a book, them spending the money to send it to me, and then it's just sitting up there on the top shelf. And I'm like, I want to get to it, but like, man,
that's one of the things I've completely quit asking people to send me their books or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I did that earlier on, or not a hey, will you send me your book, but kind of like worked my way into it, I guess, to kind of get started, and platform, whatever stuff. And a lot of them, like Dave Lawson was kind of sent it to me. And now it's like, I guess we're not big channels by no means, but it's enough now to where people are actually, hey, would you be interested in reading this?
Mm-hmm.
And I put it in there too. When I do that and they ask me, I'll be like, yeah, sure. But I don't know when I'm going to get to it,
Mm-hmm.
and if it might be months. I have no idea because I'm really busy.
Yeah.
And most of them are like, get to it when you get to it. That's cool. It's like, okay, I'll show it off. I do not care to show it off at all. It's just, I don't have the time to read everything people are sending me.
Yeah.
So,
because there's actual, and then there's other books that I bought that I want to go through and read.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
I'm swamped, and I'm a mood reader, so it's hard for me to go through and say I'm just going to go through and read these books each month. So I don't know. Got to figure, but yeah, I'm right with you, man. I want to switch up my TBR picking because right now it's what do I go through and pick. So I'm thinking about switching it up. We'll see if I kind of get to it in the next month or two if I decide to actually spend the money to go through and switch things up.
Oh, wait. That's what you're waiting on, Senna? You're waiting on the audio so you can read the physical. Hey, I do it too. I'm not going to lie. The Bound and the Broken series, that last book that just released, the audio don't come out for another few months. That's why I'm not buying the book. I'm waiting for the audio. I will buy the book because I have all the others and they're really good. But yeah, I'm the same way. I just don't have the time. I cannot physically sit down and read 1,000+ page book. It's not happening.
Yeah,
it'll take literal months for me to do that, and by then I've lost interest in it. So it's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right, Rowdy, it was fun, man. We definitely need to do this again. We are going to do this again.
Yeah.
Book number 2. I'm probably not going to be able to start it till next month, to be honest with you.
So if you want to, I'll wait. That's fine, and we can do it. And you want to do it in June?
June. Does that work for you?
Yeah. I have another buddy read with Chris, but we're doing Soul Cage. There we go.
Soul Cage.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got the ebook of that one. Yeah. That one looks. Yeah.
So we're doing his whatever me and him and Molly and Timothy Wolf did in February, and what you or him are doing now.
Yeah.
So this is what we are doing in June. So other than that, that's all I got. So.
Cool. Yeah. So we'll plan. We'll talk about it off and figure out when it's going to work out. But yeah, okay. I want to read Discovery. Honestly, that's my next big book. I want to go through and get through. So
as soon as I'm done with Bloodbound, that's what. Like I said, I've already started it because I have the ebook, and whenever I go give plasma, that's when I read it. I read it while I'm sitting there because I can't flip a book one-handed because I've got an IV stuck to my arm, but I can press a button, to change a page. So that's what I do whenever I'm there. I'll gradually go through it till it's time.
So, but yeah, I'll have it on my list to read next month, and we'll go through and we'll figure it out. and we'll definitely jump in the Howling Dark, and I think it'll be a fun time. And we'll talk logistics and let all these cool people know so they can listen to us ramble. And hopefully, it is elevated.
I am expecting great things out of this because I've heard after the beginning of book 2, like the first third, after that is when it really ramps up. And if it does, oh baby, I'm ready. I just need action. That's all I need.
Awesome. Discovery's getting an audio. This is the last thing. I keep saying this is the last thing, and then y'all get me all off guard. I didn't know Discovery has an audio already. That's crazy.
I didn't know they were already doing that either. That's really good.
That's cool. I don't know if I can wait for the audio. Senna, I might have to.
That's a big book too.
Read the physical.
That's like a 600-page book, I think.
Oh, I know. I got it. I got.
Oh, you have the physical?
Copy. Yeah, okay. I got the signed copy of it. The second it came out on pre-sale, I went through and had to support them, and I got it and got in like a week early, which was cool before release date. So I just haven't had the chance to open it, but that's going to be the first one I read next month. And then,
I've heard really good things. It's cosmic horror, right?
Cosmic horror. Yeah.
The first 20 pages, I am lost. I'll just say that. I don't know what the heck's going on. Like, it's wild.
Well, it's supposed to be, I think, 7 books. Keep me honest. But I think it's supposed to be like 7 books. And
they're making a 7-book series.
Well, is it 7? Senna, do you know how many books?
Holy crap!
I know it's not 3. It's 5 to 7 if I'm not mistaken. How many they're going to have in this series? So it's it's going to be a lot. So I'm excited. I think this one, everything I hear, it's probably supposed to be the best book that I might read this year, but we'll see. I don't know how much it can compete with Empire Silence, so we'll see. We'll see.
It'll be good.
It'll be good. All righty. Rowdy, I appreciate you, my friend. We'll talk very soon. Everyone in the chat, thank you so much for jumping on. And I will have all links to Rowdy in the description. If for some reason you're not following Rowdy, I don't know what you're doing with yourself. Go and follow Rowdy. All right. Talk to y'all later. Have a good one. See you next time.
See ya.